weekend. I told my sister, I'm like, "Can you stretch?" And I'm like,
Yeah. It makes me nuts because I'm sitting there and I got one of those muscle scrapers, and as I'm scraping her last night, you can hear.
muscle scraper.
Yeah, so the one that I have, oh, one's right here. I can't show you the picture, but the one that I have is it's actually it's a 1.5 pound plate, and it goes on the shoulder rock that I have, that metal pole that I usually have with me. So that is what it's built for, so that if I can scrape myself or whatever else, but it has different heads so that it works like a foam roller, but deeper and harder. So yeah, and it's more point specific. So like, let's say, for a fact you have it not right here. You could take that thing and just kind of get right in there. They have fancy versions. They have like,
And is it metal?
most of them are metal. Yeah, some of them are rock based. Some of them are plastic.
What's the name again?
It's the one that I have is a Myo Rock, but it's a scraping tool for your muscles.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah, the thing that
Scraping my muscles.
it's I did it on Ava the other day because I was like, well, why not? Let's just see what it's like to do it on a small child that shouldn't have anything. And as I'm going down her leg, I find this spot, and it's like driving down a bumpy road. It's like, I'm like, what the? And Katie's like, it's because of how fast she's growing. I never would have thought about it. Like, I'm literally like, going down her leg, and all you hear is. But the cool thing about it is, since it's made of metal, all of our muscles have like little air pockets in there. When there's a ton of air pockets, morning Sharon, when there's a ton of air pockets in there, as you're scraping with this thing, you can hear it sounds like little rocks are hitting against the metal because the little air pockets are popping. So we're sitting there and I'm doing this and I hear this like, it does. It sounds worse than it sounds worse than it is. But we're laying on the floor and Ava's on the couch and I'm doing this to Katie's thigh. And all of a sudden I'm like, what's that noise? And I stop and I stop hearing like the pinging noise. So I start again. I'm like, and I hear the pinging noise again. I'm like, Ava, turn on the TV. She mutes the TV, and I'm like, and you hear ting, 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 ting. Katie's like, what was it? I was like, that's your leg. That's not okay. It's not okay at all. I was doing the bottom of her foot last night, and you heard the exact same thing, but it sounded like, yeah, it was not pleasant for her. If she stretched, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. And this is all recording, so. Laura, why are you texting me right now? Yeah. No, she does. Don't let her fool you. All right, we're going to get started here in about 2 minutes. Give everyone else a chance to hop on. I know as we get deeper and deeper into this quarantine, more and more people are spending their evenings drinking heavily. Not Sharon, though. Drinking heavily. Oh, I should have checked your recovery this morning. Oh, okay.
Hey, Anthony.
Yes, Valerie.
What do we just jump rope and mat?
Jump rope, mat, vest, and/or book bag if you have one, or some sort of weight that you can kind of load your body with.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, that's company. Then.
Oh my God! It's insane.
Yeah. No, I was here.
Well, it was dry yesterday. So even though it was hot, there's a lot of wind, at least for the first half of the run. And it wasn't a lot of shade here and there, so it wasn't too bad. But coming back was harder. It's not. So it was a little hot.
It's like,
I need to run a walk. I don't like myself. But there are hills. So, yeah.
It's like Tuesday. I think I told you guys I took Rocky on the back trail over there,
yeah.
and it was going fine. There's actually a lot of shade back there, but there's a couple spots where there's not, and that dirt, because it's all just dry dirt, is like kicking the heat back up.
Yeah.
I got back to the car. I felt horrible because he like hops in the car and he's just. I'm like, you okay, bud? I poured the water in his little bowl for him. Like, you want some water? And he's just like looks out of the car. He's like, no, you just drive me home. You turn on the air conditioning. You drive me home. And that's it. Yeah. Oh, and then he got me back on Thursday. He was a little terrorist. Was it Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. He was a terrorist. That's why I stayed home on Friday. God. All right. That's what I was just telling Jen. Katie somehow managed to find a way to tear her hamstring. walking. Yeah, I didn't say this. She was walking through the dealership and she felt a pop in her hamstring. And that's where Katie is right now.
All the accidents happening, you're working out.
From walking. Like,
An extra long step.
no, this was walking at work. This was like, you know how you walk at work.
I know how you walk.
Yeah.
I do know walking.
Yeah. Right foot, left foot, repeat. Yeah, that's what got her. Right foot, left foot, repeat at work. Not right foot, left foot, repeat while chasing a child or a dog or working
It's
out.
the worst.
Yeah. So, all right.
I don't even get to-
No.
I'm sorry, come with baby.
Well, neither did I.
Yeah. And now we start
Promise
drinking.
was last Saturday, but-
Clearly,
False, lies.
someone shouldn't have torn their hamstring. Go ahead, take those heels out about as wide as your hips. We're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna do some body weight squats. There's no weight on us right now. Just work those hips up and down in 3, 2, 1. Start squatting as best you can. I gotta start the stopwatch, not just poke it. Laura texted me she is on her way, as is traditional. She will be about 5 minutes late. Go figure. On the plus side, Barbie made it, Valerie made it, and Cecilia made it. Cecilia sideways, but it's fine. Good. Just for you guys at home, if you guys lose me at any point in time, because yesterday we lost my sound for a little bit, just start flailing your hands or something so I kind of know that you can't hear me. 10 seconds. Yeah. Wow, and I was wondering if it was because I didn't have my headphones, because I left them at home, but 3, 2, we're going lateral lunges, we're alternating sides. So you're gonna lateral lunge right and then lateral lunge left in 3, 2, 1, go. Big things to watch for. You guys here are fine because there's plenty of space, but make sure you have space because we are gonna do some lateral hopping later on. So if you're at home, just make sure you have room to hop. Please and thank you. Just gotta throw it out there. That is not how we start a Saturday. Yeah, well, you technically, so this is actually,
So is that the reason I'm flat?
no. So one part of what happens when we're doing these types of workouts, you're still exposing the muscle to a load. It's not growing, it's actually changing in capillary density. So you're still getting the muscle to do 3, 2, 1, alternating front lunges in 3, 2, 1, go. You're still getting the muscle to respond. It's not responding to the same volume because the volume of work that you're doing is less. So when you think about what we're doing this 3 days a week. So what you would do on your off days, ideally you're still doing something on those off days. Normally you would go to other class, and Jen would normally be doing other weightlifting stuff. So your volume of work is actually lower. So the muscle's not staying as tight as it normally does. It's not as ready for exercise. So what you have is this peak and valley in how your muscle is staying contracted. So for the rest of today, you're going to feel tighter. You're going to feel like you had that muscle back. Tomorrow morning, you're going to wake up. You're still going to feel the same way. By the time Monday rolls around, you're like, what the hell happened? It's because that muscle's actually relaxing. So every time, 3, 2, 1, we're going down to our plank position. We've got shoulder taps. Every time that you train, the muscle goes through what's called a conditioned response. In 3, 2, 1, go. And the muscle tone that is generated from that actually prepares you for your next workout. The next workout is usually 24 hours later. So what tends to happen is workout over workout over workout, you feel like your muscles are staying full, they're staying strong, they're staying ready for contractions because they actually are. When you have this big of a gap between workouts, the muscles have a chance to relax a little bit more so they look like they're getting smaller, when in reality, they're just relaxed more than they normally are. And of course, if a muscle's relaxed, it's going to move a little bit better. So when you have a tight muscle, if you think about like flexing your arm or flexing your leg, and then you try and like wiggle it, like that muscle won't move. But if the muscle's relaxed, you can take that muscle and just wiggle it on your leg or wiggle it on your arm. Yeah, and it's what it is. 3, 2, 1, on your feet. We've got our jump rope. First round of jump rope right here. Yeah. And that's one thing that you guys should notice is the biggest thing that we're working on is you're not going to lose any strength. It's going to feel like you will. 3, 2, 1, go. But a lot of that is psychological. You don't lose muscle mass until you've been on bed rest for 2 weeks. Well, at this point, I think I can blame anything on everyone's mental health. It won't even matter. But after 2 weeks of bed rest, you start, hey, I brought a jump rope just for you, Laura. Is that why you sent me that picture? After 2 weeks of bed rest, you start to lose muscle mass. So you guys aren't on bed rest. What was that? Oh, yeah. And then after, this is the strangest thing, after 3 weeks suspended in outer space, then you start to lose muscle mass. Because your brain, your brain can't compensate for the loss of gravity. So it holds everything more. 3, 2, 1, body weight squats. In 5, 4, 3, 2, go. That's not good. Did the Keebler elves keep you up? Good Lord. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Remember, try and keep the arches of those feet lifted. Feet lifted. Good Lord, I've completely regressed. Like I said, everyone's mental health is questionable right now. If you need to, you can always just lay in the sun and enjoy the day, Laura. 3, 2, 1, squat holds in 5, 4, 3, 2, go. Try and get those thighs parallel to the ground. Press those knees apart a little bit. Lift the arch of your foot. So that arch should always be trying to lift, because again, it's a small little muscle, well, small muscles, I should say, that are trying to contract against the earth. Every time you're trying to push against the earth, you will get stronger. The earth won't go anywhere. Shouldn't go anywhere. Just hanging out, having a good old time. Make sure those elbows and thighs aren't on your knees, or elbows and forearms aren't on your thighs or knees. So about that mental health thing, I'm done. We're gonna wrap this up. I need everyone just to go get a cup of coffee, and we're gonna start this again in 20 minutes. It's fine. Everything's fine. In 3, 2, 1, lateral lunge, just right side. In 5, 4, 3, 2, just right. Go. Yes. Really work on striding out there as far as your body will allow. Really get some movement through those inner thighs. Want to get those hips nice and loose, those knees nice and loose, ankles nice and loose. So when we start jumping, you'll feel good. You'll feel good and explosive. Everyone's vertical will be higher. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2. Shake those legs out. Switch to the opposite side, left side. In 3, 2, 1, go. Excellent job. Reach out as far as you can. Again, if you're barefooted, try and land with that arch lifted so that you're pressing through the whole foot. It should feel a little bit weird. You should be thinking more about how you're landing and how your foot is making contact with the ground, and that's normal. It's exactly what we want. Eventually, we stop thinking about it, and it just happens on its own. That's the good news. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Down to our shoulder taps. Oh no, sorry. Front lunge, front lunge. Front lunge, right side only. In 5, 4, 3, 2, go. Oh. So I don't know what happened, but yesterday I was here with my client Pat early in the morning, and we watched 6 different cars pull up. A total of 20 people got out, and they just were hanging out, hugging, to chat with one another. And I'm like, what? She's like, well, they reopened the parks. And I was like, yeah, but they didn't reopen them and say, hey, hang out with 20 of your friends. if 20 people are living together, I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah. Well, I had a laugh because the other day we were here in what day was it? No, not a big fan. The military came through and they had they brought lunch and stuff like that. 3, 2. It was last Friday. No, they didn't bring us food. In 3, left side. In 3, 2, 1. Yes, go. It's okay. Just keep alternating. You're fine. But they came in and there was 3 different minivans full of military people, obviously, and they're all having lunch together. And I was like, I'm not upset. I don't care. But I'm like, the cop that came through and told us we were too close. Well, not us, but told the couple I was training that they were too close. I'm like, I would like to see him say something to them, not because I want them to be in trouble, but because, yeah. I just want to see the look on his face is really what it is. Like, please go tell those nice military people that they can't sit next to each other. They've been spending all day together. Can't sit next to each other. In 3, 2,
And
1.
now Cindy's dating me.
What? Shoulder taps. I can't. I mean,
He's out of the mic and he was like, "What y'all doing?" She was just like
in
being apart.
in 3,
And now they're
shoulder taps. 3, 2, go. Oh, okay. Because that would have been awesome.
bigger.
Yeah.
That's why. No. Anybody in a uniform.
That's just. Yeah. No. That's a good rule. It's a good rule. I'd like to give you this ticket for being too close, but instead, let me give you my number. That's a bad pickup line out of a bad movie. That doesn't work in the real world. Clearly, it does, actually. I mean, it does. Things I'd never thought I'd say work. 3, 2, 1. On your back, we've got sit-ups. See how nice and spread out everything is? It's not bad. We're having a good time. 3, 2, yeah. Oh, well, both. Go. Yeah, this is the most amount of people I've ever seen at the park this time of day. Well, no, but even on Saturday, last Saturday wasn't this. Yeah. Well, last Saturday was the rainy Saturday, right? Was that last Saturday? Yeah. Yesterday I got here and it was just creepy because I got here at 6. I was the only car here, which doesn't happen. Usually there's at least 1 or 2 other cars here. There's one guy who actually, there's no light on the trails that are here, but he actually walks the trails and he goes in before I get here. So he's here at least, every day at 5:45 on the trails, comes out 3, 2, 1, grab your weighted vest or your book bag, throw that thing right on your shoulders, grab your jump rope, and now the fun part starts. You guys should be nice and warmed and ready to go and excited for the day. That was my cheery, peppy voice. How'd it work? And that goes back to the mental health thing. Jump rope in 5, 4, 3, 2, go. Good.
It's 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the other one, I use it in CrossFit and it just sits on my chest.
Yeah.
And I can't breathe.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's warmer over there too. Yeah, I know we're going to be home for probably another month before we can actually get back into the gym. So you guys at home, if you get a vest, shop around for them because the price of some of the at-home equipment is going through the roof. Eddie actually posted a video yesterday, picture yesterday. He bought a landmine. 3, 2, 1, back to our body weight squats. In 5, 4, potentially 3, 2, go. I would say plan for more, and this way, if it's less, it's less. So I'd rather say more time than. So I said in about a month. It's better to plan that we have more time before the club opens than to assume it'll open next week. Yeah. So like, just assume it's gonna be down the road. But Eddie bought a landmine, and he bought the same one, and he looked it up, and it went from being $25 to $135. A landmine, like the landmines. He bought one for $25 on Amazon, the exact same one, this week, $135. Yeah, it's so what is that pivot that we use sometimes? So where we put the bar and it pivots. 3, 2, jump squats. The little, it's got a little cup, and you just put the bar in, and that's how we do those pivot movements. 3, jump squats in 3, 2, 1, go. I'll show you a picture. Jump squats. So about that mental health thing, I'm not mad. Trust me.
I was trying to breathe.
Yeah. Well, he tried to find a bench for the house. He ended up making his own bench because the bench he found, which was like $60 a couple weeks ago, he just didn't order it, was up to $200.
Is it road making them?
Yeah, he's making benches and boxes too. And that's what Eddie did. He's like, I can make it. He made it a little bit differently, so it has cups on it, so he could do Olympic lifting from it, or he can do bench from it. So he just crafted his own stuff. 3, 2, $40 in Lowe's, and he's got all the stuff he needs. Squat hold. And 5, 4, 3, 2, go. Yeah. Because when he was making it, I saw the little stoppers so the bar doesn't roll forward and back. I was like, that seems a little bit low. He's like, yeah, so I can bench and I can also do like cleans from different positions. It's like, oh, okay. Just hanging out in that squat, keep those arches lifted, keep those knees pressed out, belly button stays in. It's one thing we want to try and work on, keeping the pelvic floor engaged, keeping your belly button in as tight as you can while still breathing. That's the trick, because you want to be able to get your diaphragm to go, your ribs to slide from side to side. Oh God, yes. Well, I looked at those too. I looked at the, I also looked at the Alico collapsible bar. They sell one that breaks apart. 3, 2, 1, alternating front lunges. Yeah, so it comes apart. So you can unscrew the bar, fold it in half. 3, 2, no, oh, no. Alternating front lunge. 3, I know, I changed the pattern and the everything else. 3, 2, go. Mm-mm. No. Well, even the ones, because Rogue was selling bars. The bar that I have, I think is, I want to say it was $150 when I got it. I think the same bar is now selling for almost 400. No, Rogue. Yeah,
Rogue.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Crazy. They're insane.
Well, but it makes sense. It's supply and demand. All these people turn around and they want the stuff, and I get it. It's how basic economics works. It's one of those lessons we all learned, but we've never seen it at this scale. You know, it's like toilet paper is now like, $5 a roll versus what it used to be. 3, 2, plyo lunges in 5. Yeah. 4, 3, 2, go. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, it's supposed to be this price. Yeah. I've ordered these before. Yeah, that's exactly what it costs. It's amazing what a case of beer can buy. Good. Land nice and soft. So remember, you want to land whisper quiet as best you can. Like a little kitty cat. I looked at the open hex bars. Those are like $600 right now. So the only difference is, so 3, 2, 1, alternating lateral lunges in 5, 4, 3, 2, go. Just different things you can do. So like you could do the like the Bulgarian squats. Yeah, so it is more versatile. But the thing that most of them have is they have the ability to go upright, so you can slide the weights off. So it's a convenience and not a $600 convenience fee. That's for sure. So when we went to the NSCA conference in January, they were $300 from Alico. Now they're 600. It really is just 100%. Hey, you want this for your home? We're gonna make money. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Ice skaters. So we're doing that nice lateral hop. Stay in control. The goal is to be able to spring side to side as best you can, as smooth as you can. In 3, 2, 1, go. Remember, nice and soft. So even here, as you're going laterally, should still be a nice soft land. You don't want to have a thud. If you're not home alone, if you're not home alone, people shouldn't be coming out wondering why you fell over. Well, because obviously I don't want you falling over, but I also don't want you making that much noise. That's even like getting the elastic bands, like the big pull-up assistant bands. I ordered a pair last week. They won't be here till next week. And the first pair that I bought was $55. This pair cost me $75. Exact same brand. They know. In 3, 2, back down to our shoulder taps. In 5, 4, 3, 2. It's good for you. Go. Yeah. No, they probably are. No, so there's different types of plates, obviously. The bumper plates, I feel, are not as dense. I think they're 45-ish pounds, not a full 45 pounds. Yeah, the old school with the handles and everything else. Yeah, I don't know. 3, 2, 1. Shake those arms out. We've got push-ups before we go into our sit-ups. More push-ups, I know. Sharon's over here making a happy face. 3, 2, 1. Push-ups, go. No. Yeah, but no, 45 should still be a 45. 45 is a 45 until it's not a 45. I also think with the 45s at the club, you're used to picking them up with both hands versus the one with the handle on it. You just grab with one hand. Oh. Well, that's also could just be you're at home too. So your environment plays a huge role in how hard you train and how well you can train. It's like 3, 2, 1. We're going into our sit-ups. If you got your vest on, you can take it off if you want. You can leave it on. That part doesn't really matter as long as you don't like strangle yourself with your vest or book bag. Sit-ups in 5, 4, 3, 2, go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The mental component of fitness is huge. Forget who I was talking to. They had I was listening to this whole podcast on just the psychology of performance. And I forget what school it is. I want to say it's Penn State. They give you a quiz before you start practice. And it's like a 10-question quiz. And it basically breaks you down into groups. So they do it like a green, yellow, red, depending on your answers. And the questions always change. So they're similar questions, but they just change a little bit so you can't like hack the system. 3, 2, 1. Back to your feet. We're back to our jump rope. This time, as we're jump roping, I want you to take your toes from wherever they were, and I want you to point them inward. So you're not hopping here, you're hopping here. Just like that, like a little bunny. In 3, 2, 1, go. And what they found is their injury rates decreased by basically breaking them down into green, yellow, red. And green is like the same as the whoop. Green, you're good to go. 100%. You can go. Yes. because if you're worried about like a test or finals or something like that, you're distracted. So if you're distracted and I put you in a full contact practice, or if we're playing baseball and you're supposed to be pitching and we're supposed to be taking practice swings at the actual pitcher, you're not there. You're going to hit somebody, someone's going to get injured. So just by basically doing like a little, yeah. Yes, in 3, 2, 1, jump squats are next. With your jump squats, I want you to keep those feet as close together as you can keep them. So they're not going to separate. They're going to basically glue your ankles together and then squat and jump as best you can in 3, 2, 1, go. Yes. You're in the right. I realized that when you yelled at me about your health and well-being. Yep, that's it. Good. Squeeze the inner thighs, land nice and soft. It should feel weird. All the things we're going to do today should feel a little bit different than when they normally do. Yeah, there you go. Squeeze it all in. You're holding in your pee. Spit in the potty dance. What we want to do is get those muscles pulling in a different line. That's all it is. Every time you switch your position, whether it is a push-up position, a foot position on a squat, jumping position, your entire body has to recruit different muscles. 3, 2, 1, alternating front lunges. As you step, I want you to step wide. So you're not just stepping straight forward. Let's see if I can line this up. So as you step, if this is your normal lunge and you're just right out in front, I actually want you to go out wider and back. So you're almost stepping into a Y as you go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Good. So that foot should come out about shoulder distance when you make that step. It can be a little bit wider, but it's, yes, good, good. You may notice your stability and balance is slightly off, but as I've said probably 1,000 times now, that's the name of the game. We're working on that stability, we're working on that balance. We're trying to keep everyone's joints nice and happy. Keep you safe when you're jogging at night. And there's a prize for anyone who knows what movie that's quoting. Yeah. She was walking around the house and I heard like the thump of the leg hitting. I'm like, what is that? Just like, it's as high as I can lift my foot. 3, 2, 1, plyo lunge, regular plyo lunge. In 3, 2, 1, go. Well, you would think so. I want to say like November, she tore her calf, restrained her calf doing something. It's all stretch related. And it was something stupid. Like she was taking out the garbage. You know, it was one of those things. Yeah. Oh, ridiculously. It's tight to the point where like it hurts me to know how tight she is because I feel like something's going to snap because things keep going. Like, I mean, it's that. Well, it did, but then she stopped stretching altogether and she doesn't stretch at all. She doesn't like yoga. 3, 2, 1. Back to our speed skaters, ice skaters. In 3, 2, 1, go. So she'll do some Pilates stuff, but what ends up happening is the area that's tight, it's not so much just her hamstrings or just her upper back, it's the calves, it's the feet. So it alters her movement pattern and it alters it enough where she ends up just putting too much load in the hamstrings and they give. So the calf doesn't flex the way it's supposed to. It's the hamstring is forcing that leg to do what it's supposed to do. So it's more overuse injuries than anything else. Mm-hmm. Well, that's one of those things. It's one thing that guys are notoriously horrible at. And women are too, but for the most part, guys are. 3, 2, 1, down to your mat. We're back to our shoulder taps. In 3, 2, 1. Shoulder taps, go. Yeah.
My legs and hamstrings just ever since I started back.
Well, and one thing too, stretching doesn't have to be this long drawn out thing. If you know, just as a for instance, you know your calves are tight. If you have a step in your house and you're, watching TV or you're watching something or you're on a conference call, just stay on the step, stretch your calves. 3 minutes here, 6 minutes there. It will do tons for your body. It doesn't have to be crazy. 3, 2, 1. We're going back to our push-ups. We're doing our hard push-ups. So remember, ribs come to pelvic bone, squeeze your glutes underneath, try and pull those hands down towards your toes. So it'll look exactly like a regular push-up. The only difference is you're pulling everything into each other as you lower yourself down. In 3, 2, 1, go. Yep. So the easiest, yeah, massive. All you have to do is basically put your knee on the ground and press those hips forward just a little bit. Yeah. So, and that's one thing, and you guys have heard me say it before, but if one side is tighter, it's okay to stretch that side more. If one side is weaker, it's okay to work that side more. I was picked to write an editorial for, I guess, SA Monthly's first fitness magazine. So that's actually what it's all about, is it's the imbalances that we create and then we make worse. 3, 2, 1. Rotational planks are next.
Why are you smiling?
We're going to rotational planks. I'm just happy because we get to rotate. In 3, 2, 1, go. Vests are phenomenal ideas. They're great investments. You can use them everywhere. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to know why this is a logical choice.
I know it's good.
I got mine. My parents got theirs. They're ordering theirs.
That's awesome.
I know.
That is phenomenal. I think the vests are better than like you'll see people with ankle weights or like wrist weights. I think they're better because it's loaded on you. Yeah, there is. I don't necessarily like it because if you don't contract your hamstrings the right way, you can end up hyperextending your knee, and that's just never a good start for anybody. 3, 2, 1. Back on your back. We're back to our sit-ups. We've got sit-ups, then bikes. Just what everyone always wanted. 3, 2, go. Yes. No, it's not. It is not. And that's where with the little 2-pounders, it'll add something. You'd be better off. So instead of going for like a 3-mile walk with 2-pound weights, you'd be better off going for like a 100-yard walk with 30-pound weights and stopping and everything else. Heart rate will come up the same. You're adding 60 extra pounds to your body, so you're doing a ton more work than just that regular, 1 or 2 miles. Yeah, you're working on grip strength. Because yes, a 2-pound weight will cause your grip to get stronger if you're holding it long enough. But your grip will have more endurance. 3, 2, 1. We've got bikes next. Elbows out nice and wide. Bring that knee all the way across. Remember, it's not for speed. It's about rotation. 3, 2, go. You'll build endurance in your grip, but you won't build strength in your grip. Having strength in your hands is one of the most important places you can have strength, because as we get older, our strength starts to decline. You can't pull yourself up if something were to happen. You can't carry things in if you go to the grocery store. You can't kill anyone. You don't want to carry things. You can live out of your car, I guess. Yeah. I think everyone hates that part. I'm unique. I hate this part. In 3, 2, 1, back on your feet. So we've got 2 rounds of jump rope here. So it's going to be 45 seconds with your feet Tucked in, 45 seconds with your feet out. So you'll have heels together for the second 45, toes together for the first 45. In 5, 4, 3, 2, go. Pigeon first, yes. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Well, and if you do it the right way, that's the best part too, because you get to actually set the shoulder blades back. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm assuming you did. I'm not saying you did it wrong. I'm just saying because when people do farmers walks, they tend to do this. When in reality, you want to do this because you want those shoulders to actually set back. That's fine. So I see that. This goes back to what I said last week. I'm so glad everyone at home can't yell at me. I get enough of it over here. 3, 2, 1, and rotate those toes out. Next 45 seconds. In 3, 2, yeah, toes out. Heels together, toes out. Go. Yep, there you go. There you go. We're always going to play with the puppy. Yeah. Yeah. You were. As soon as you looked down, it was all over. What's going on with my feet? Yeah. It's absolute chaos. That's what they come for, the entertainment. 3, 2, 1. Jump squats are next. In 5. Try and keep those feet as close together as possible. So we're still jumping together. 3, 2, 1. Jump squats. Go. It's okay. Everyone gets their days. No, they got to be as close. Yeah, you want them close. You want them as close as they can be. Yeah, you can ski. Whatever gets you through these jumps, you just do that. Although, don't get run over by this, nice Toyota. Last thing you want is that. Yeah. Well, technically, an IV would be the best way to do it. 3, 2, we're going back to those wide lunge. Remember, lunge out wide and then lunge out wide. So it's not a turn of the body. It's just getting the foot outside the shoulder and then back. So you're still in that forward position. 3, 2, go. Good. Yeah, but just think, so you see how your pelvis is trying to like turn a little bit? Just out wide. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Man spread. I don't know. It's been given a name. I thought it was called sitting for the longest time, but then I realized I was wrong. Yeah, I just thought it was called sitting. Now I have to think about how I behave. I don't like that. I had that conversation with somebody the other day. I was like, I don't know if I'm being offensive. And now I don't know if by not being offensive, I'm being more offensive. 3, 2, plyo lunge. In 3, 2, go. Well, I just heard this morning, and I'm sure I heard this somewhere. They were talking about we sent a record and like a disc into space in the 70s that had a picture of a man and a woman on it and the music from the 70s and everything else. And they're like, well, when we sent out the man and the woman, they were naked. And I was like, why did we send naked people into space? Like picture naked people into space. Yeah. And I was like, what? Did we think aliens would be offended by our clothing? Like what was happening there? And the guy was like, well, now what happens when the aliens show up and man and woman that are there are no longer the man and woman that are here. 3, 2, lateral lunge. Alternating lateral lunge. Then we have ice skaters. Then we have single leg hops. I don't know why I'm telling you all this. Lateral lunge. Alternate sides in 3, 2, go. Oh yeah, that's how we got started here.
So I'm gonna vote that sports drinks are a no.
Yeah. So
What about that body armor, the coconut water one?
off the top of my head, I don't remember what it has in it. But so most, I'm going to go with most as the umbrella for this. Most sports drinks are going to have some amount of sugar in them or artificial sweeteners in them. Depending on your metabolism, those artificial sweeteners may or may not impact you. The big thing with artificial sweeteners in some people is not even the negative effects hormonally, just gastrointestinal flushing. Like a lot of those artificial sweeteners are the same things they use in laxatives. So if you're, yeah, well, that's where 3, 2, ice skaters. In 3, 2, go. That's where, like, not necessarily Powerade Zero, but we'll use that as the example because it's the first thing that popped in my mind. Some people would drink it and they end up in the bathroom because it's just, instead of because when you look at like crap, it's not maltodextrin, I think it's xylitol is one of the sugar-free sweeteners they use, and in some of them, in some of the anti-constipation stuff, that's the exact thing they use. So depending on how sensitive your body is to it, that could be worse for you because it would just be wasting water.
Okay, so take away sweetener.
Yeah, so take away
Is the
sweeteners.
source, like, the soda water better
3, 2, single leg hops. So you're on that right leg first or left leg. That's completely up to you. You're down as high as you can hop, land as soft as you can, and then hop right back up. In 3, 2, go. The soul water would be the easiest. That would work too. So that's where I was going to go. So if you think about transport, soul water is great for home. Put it in a bottle before you leave the house. If you need something for your gym bag, the stuff I sent you would work. UCAN's electrolyte mix would work. If you're at home or have access to pickle juice, would be one of the better ones. Pickle juice, but it's a matter of what you have access to. So yes, they do. Not necessarily. So a lot of times with inflammation, your body's holding more. And if you're getting just straight salt, it can. But if you're getting like the mix of like 3, 2, 1, other foot, in 5, 4, 3, 2, go. If you're getting the mix of electrolytes, the inflammation will go down. Because that's where people get kind of screwy with salt. Is it's the electrolyte imbalance that causes inflammation, not necessarily the salt itself. So let's just, as a for instance, you're just using table salt, but you're getting cucumbers in the course of a day, which are loaded with potassium. You're getting spinachium, which is loaded with magnesium, and you're getting that table salt. You're creating the right electrolyte balance. But if you're just having salt, no other electrolytes, you are out of balance. So that will lead to that inflammation. Yeah, those would be better for as far as the electrolyte balance, because you know it's balanced. Same with the soul water. You know the soul water is balanced. Same with the pickle juice. You know the pickle juice is balanced for the most part. 3, 2, 1. So now we're doing a pulse squat with a hop, and you're staying low. So I don't think we've done this before in class. So you're here, and the feet are out wide. So feet leave the ground about 1 inch. Again, you're landing nice and softly. You're just pulsing up and down with a small little hop. In 3, 2, go. So they changed it again? Yeah.
So I wasn't getting the inflammation down enough.
Yeah, inflammation in the body it'll jack their joints, it jacks with stress levels, it jacks with sleep quality. I mean, literally mess with everything. 3, 2, 1, back down to your mat. We're back to our shoulder taps.
No.
In 3, 2, 1, go. Shoulder taps. I don't know what that was, but you guys got it. It's Macarena. It happened. I don't care. I'm not proud. Excellent. 15 seconds to go. Five, four, three, two. Now we're gonna mess with your push-ups a little bit more, because why not? So first, we're gonna do basically 3 sets of push-ups here. First set is gonna be your hard set of push-ups. Your second set, I'm gonna remind you when we get there, we're gonna alternate our hand position. So you're gonna start slightly staggered, push up, and then your third set is just regular push-ups. But your first set is that hard push-up. So pull everything in, pull everything down, and push in 3, 2, go. Go. Well, yeah, I'm working on my cheeriness. I'm taking up a new career as a cheerleader starting in, July when all sports come back. I'm working on my pom-pom twirling. Laura said, hey, we could be whatever we want to be after the quarantine. I'm a cheerleader now. It happened. I did say that. I did not mean that, but I said that. In 5, 4, 3, 2, shake it all out. This is our staggered hand position. So remember, come down and then switch. So what'll happen is you'll notice your rib cage and shoulders are sliding side to side as you go. Keep that core nice and tight. In 3, 2, go. Yes, perfect. There you go. The movement doesn't have to be big. So if you're thinking about where you could be, you can actually start not necessarily this close together, but pinky fingers to pinky fingers, or not pinky fingers, tips of your fingers to heel, or you can go bigger. You go where you want to go. You go with what feels good. Do what feels good. Feels good to you. Child's pose does feel good. Child's pose feels relaxing and amazing. That's how we do things now. No, switch. The last one is even. So we got one more set of push-ups. 3, 2, shake those arms out. You're down to your last set of push-ups. This is just regular push-ups. Just boom, 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 boom. You can go from the knees if you need to. Go from your feet. Do as many from your feet as you can. Then go to the knees. Whatever you have to do to get through 45 seconds. 3, 2, go. Go. Yes. You're saying my career as a cheerleader, it's not going to be good. I am. Just hanging out, yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, on your backs. We're back to our sit-ups. Angry, Sharon?
No, not at all.
Sharon just threw her vest. Literally just knocked some poor lady over who's riding her bike. It's fine. It's fine. 3, 2, sit-ups, go. Oh, look at the squirrel. Right over there. Well, we keep talking about this. The world is coming back out of hiding, and now we're coming back. This is where someone's going to get attacked by a mountain lion. Oh, God. Yeah, that was the first time. I mean, I know the skunks have to be here, but that was the first time I'd ever, like, smelt the skunk spray here. Mm-mm. 3, 2, leg lifts. In 5, 4, 3, 2, leg lifts, go. Nope, not for me. You weren't here the day we saw the possum here, were you? Oh, okay. Oh, oh.
And I freak out. I drop a shovel on it.
Ah!
Kill it, but like cover across it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what to do. I literally put
3,
it on it.
2, 1. Bikes. Abs are tight. Really reach across. And 3, 2, go.
I literally ran in my house, closed all the shades, and was like, "Is it on?" Like I freaked out. Anyway, they said, "Okay, go out, get a box, pull the babies out." I said, "No, I'm not doing that." So they had to come out. There's 11 babies in it. 5 are still alive.
Good Lord.
It was almost ideal.
Did you have possums after that? Did you get to keep the baby possums?
No, they took them away to the wildlife. Summer shorts or something.
I've read, now keep in mind, it's the internet, so who knows. But I've read that skunks, and if you possums, and if you scent skunks, they make amazing pets. I don't know how true that is. 3, 2, 1, flutter kicks. And 5, 4, 3, 2, go. No. There's certain things that I've, read about animals that I just don't trust. No. That's why we have a rogue. She just kills all those things. One of my dogs, her name is Rogue, and she's a prey dog. If it's smaller than her and it moves, she's gonna kill it. Yeah. No. That's Rebel. He's scared of everything. Rogue is a little brown dog. I keep wanting to bring her here, but with all the squirrels. 3, 2, 1. Hard style planks coming up next. With all the squirrels and stuff, I feel like she would just spend more time whining and barking than she would actually just sitting still. But no, Rocky's the one that sleeps on the couch. Deaf one. 3, 2, 1, go. Hard planks. So remember, you're drawing those elbows in. Really squeeze everything in nice and tight as if you're trying to bring your ribs down to your pelvic bone. Squeeze as tight as you can. We're about 10 seconds in. By the time we make it to 30 seconds, you should be questioning whether or not you can make it all 45. By the time we make it to 45 seconds, you should be wondering if you're going to pass out. "15 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Mountain climbers. We're almost there. In 5, 4, 3, 2, go. We've lost Sharon. She's had a full breakdown over here.
It's killing skunks.
And they smell funny. Ah, bless. That's how we do it. That is the one thing I'm very glad that she has not killed yet, is a skunk. I will still never forget the day she brought Kitty a rat. That was priceless. 5, 4, 3, 2. We're almost there. We've got a right side plank and a left side plank, and then you guys are done. That's the good news. Right side plank, abs are in nice and tight, belly button's tight. In 3, 2, 1, go. My God. Yeah.
I know. And
It's not the least bit disturbing of a thought.
jackrabbit and brought it in the house. My mom was like, "What?"
What are you doing?
Why are we living here?
Remember, when I lived in New York, my cat killed.
This bloody animal.
I brought this to you. my cat killed a garden snake and brought it up onto the patio and was just eating it like it was like Sunday dinner. I'm like, what is wrong? 3, 2, switch sides. You know, you learn about nature in school and they don't teach about the dark side of nature. In 3, 2, go. Oh yeah. As a pet owner, I wish I had paid more attention to what my cat did, knowing that dogs could do the same thing. Yeah. Well, we used to sit there, and my grandpa and I would eat breakfast at the kitchen table, which, I mean, is where you eat breakfast, now that I say it out loud. And my cat, we would watch the cat stalk the bird feeder, and then you'd watch this cat jump 6 feet in the air, take down a bird, and that was it. Like, that was your breakfast show. Yeah. Yeah, that's how the world works. And meanwhile, it's not like we didn't feed the cat. Like, the cat was well fed. I was actually kind of surprised. 3, 2, 1, and that's how Corona started. You did this. Time. Yeah. So, one thing I mentioned to you guys last week, just as a in case we don't get back to June, back into the club till June, try and find a kettlebell. Ideally, to be a kettlebell that you can't press overhead. Well, you can press overhead 3 times. So that's basically what we're going for. We're going to use that moving into May if we can get it to us. That's always going to be the question as to whether or not we can order it or anything else. But try and find a kettlebell. The weight is completely up to you. So if you can only press a 12-pound kettlebell overhead 3 times, great. If it's a 35-pound kettlebell, great. Just go with what you can go with because we're going to be able to see the weight or the number of repetitions you can do go up over time. Thank you guys for coming. I will see you on Tuesday. And I'll send the recording out probably about like 2-ish today.